Taking a look at some of our Alaska news for Friday, June 30th, 2017. 11 passengers were removed from an Alaska Airlines flight down in Juneau for disruptive behavior. What these 11 people were allegedly doing was not putting their seats in the upright position, not taking their phones off their chargers, basically not listening, and they were playing music loudly the whole bit, and so they got kicked off. They were part of a larger group, which makes me think that perhaps they were some kind of a high school or college group that was on tour and just kind of neglected the fact that if you don't do what the stewardess tells you to do, you could get kicked off. And that's what happened. A couple of wildfires. One near the Kahiltna River has been completely contained, and also the East Fork fire. That was the one that dumped all that smoke into the Anchorage area. That one has been downgraded significantly. Anchorage police are actively investigating yet another fatal stabbing in Anchorage. They got a call of a man who'd been stabbed. They got there, he was dead. No suspect, no idea. They're looking for witnesses. Also, troopers are investigating an incident in which a North Pole woman was fatally injured on an ATV after a branch poked through the floor of her vehicle. And basically, she was out riding with her husband. He took her back to the road. They got medical assistance there, but she was pronounced dead at the scene by the time they got there. Always a lot of things to be careful of when we're out enjoying Alaska and the great outdoors. Yet another shooting spree, leaving bullet holes in an East Anchorage apartment complex. The second night in a row, actually, down in Anchorage. And in the Fairbanks area, a North Pole woman has been charged for a road rage incident in which she confronted another driver for allegedly running a stop sign. Basically, she called and reported it herself. However, then the man also went to the troopers and said, hey, this is what happened. That, from his perspective, the woman got out of the car, came up and pointed a gun at him. His 16-year-old daughter's like, hey, ma'am, there are children in the car. And she said, good. Pointed the gun directly at the camera because he was filming the incident, and that was what ended up getting her arrested. The gun only was a BB gun, but it looked real. The Fairbanks police are now seeking the witness who reported Matthew Stover prior to that fatal shooting. As you recall, the 21-year-old was found with a mask and a long gun in the woods behind the Correctional Center and the Tribal Medical Center. After the initial report, and somebody at Denny's had said, hey, there's a man with a gun, who'd reported it to a Denny's employee who then called police, and they want to try to find that initial witness now. A man has been airlifted from the Crystal Serenity, which is one of those huge luxury liners, with a fractured femur. They didn't say how the 57-year-old got injured. A man stole a carton of cigarettes from a smoke shop down in Anchorage and got himself shot at. Apparently no injuries in the incident and no arrests yet. The Alaska Dispatch, that's the newspaper, now is dealing with some lawsuits as companies say the paper isn't paying its bills. Part of it, of course, has to do with the fact that more and more people are getting their news from online sources instead of the traditional newspaper way of doing things. Also, in another sign of traditional ways going away, Alaska is about to lose yet another blockbuster video store, this one in the River. Basically, more people are going with Netflix and other online streaming. Yet another person rescued after being trapped on the Stampede Trail. That's where that so-called magic bus is. And news stories of Lake Iliamna sightings. You've heard the stories about the monster that lives in Lake Iliamna. Right? It's the size of a whale. Could it be seals? Could it be a sturgeon? Nobody knows exactly, but these sightings are coming from locals, people who live there, who are aware of their surroundings. Now, it's interesting that there's a national story, which didn't get into my national news video today, about how Rob Lowe had an encounter with Bigfoot recently. He comes off sounding like a crazy Hollywood kook. But when you look at some of these stories and the witnesses that see these, you have to wonder what is out there. Anyway, you've got a suggestion for me. If you know what the Lake Iliamna monster is, let me know. Send me an email, steve@radiofreespeech.com.